So the whole taxidermist story arc started off great, ended like a wet fart. But this issue definitely makes up for it. Support the comic book industry by visiting your local LCS. My name is Doran. This is SCM Comics. We continue our coverage of Psylocke with number 6. Our story starts off in Minnesota, where you have Orifice from the upstart, and he is running for his life with good reason, because Magik is on his ass. He spits out that crazy energy blast that comes from his mouth. She opens up a portal and is like, you should really be careful about where you send that stuff. And she opens up another portal and it's coming right back at him. He gets out of the way of it, starts to run, and is like, why are you chasing after me? Like, go after Trevor Fitzroy. He's the leader. Psylocke comes out of nowhere and kicks the bejesus out his ass and is like, because you're an upstart, you like to murder mutants and then live stream it online for clout. So he's like, no, listen. And then Magik comes out of nowhere, kicks the bejesus out of his ass again, and is like, there's a lot of words coming from a guy named Orifice. So they got this dude dead to rights. Like, he ain't going nowhere. But out of nowhere, Psylocke hears a song that she hasn't heard sing in a long time. And then she turns around, and it's her dead daughter that she gave up. She was a part of the hand. And she's walking over to her, and Psylocke's like, how's this even possible? But then, out of nowhere, she gets hit by Orifice, whatever that stuff he spits out. He starts running away, and he calls Trevor Fitzroy on the phone like, I need a good way. Portal opens up, he jumps into it, and then Trevor comes out of it, takes a picture, and was like, see you guys later. So right at that moment, Quentin decides to find out what happened. And they're like, no, he escaped. Sorry, Cyclops. So the Quentin's like, dude, we escaped again? Like, if you can't catch this dude, like, why are you guys even in the field? So the Magik's like, Psylocke, what happened back there? You froze up. And Psylocke's like, you didn't hear that song? Man's like, no. So Psylocke's like, it was my fault. I got distracted by a psychic echo. It's an impression left behind by a strong emotional energy of like death, trauma, etc. So Quentin kicks him and was like, that is so not a real thing. And even if it was, there's no way that you could see him and I couldn't. And Psylocke's like, calm down, Death Boy. We're in issue 14 of the X-Men. How many times have you died? She didn't really say that. But come on now. Quentin Quire's only good for 2 things. Humor and dying. That's about it. So they go back to the factory. Psylocke is sitting there in the cafeteria, and she's thinking to herself about her experience with the taxidermist, and she's like, it's those damn butterflies. Like, wherever they sprinkled on me, been messing me up ever since. So she ignores a call from Devin, and then Magik comes with a tray of cinnamon rolls. So Magik sits down, starts scarfing these things down, and is like, so what's up? Like, what's going on? And so it's like I told you, psychic echoes. And Magik's like, okay, I'm not judging. Quentin might not believe you, but I'm not judging. Besides, his name is Kid Omega, not Kid Omnipotent. If he was, he wouldn't die so much. She didn't say that, that was me. So of course Psylocke laughs, and then Magik's like, look, point is that these psychic echoes, there's something. It could be illusion tech, it could be demons, not mine obviously, or it could even be ghosts. And she goes, if it's ghosts, I know a guy. So as he looks at Magik, she can see that crazy amalgamation of Bessie Braddock and herself as like ghosts or demons. She can see a zombie Cyclops, a zombie Kid Omega, which is on par. And Magik's just sitting there like, is there something on my face? And so Psylocke's like, yeah, you might want to get that. So she gets up, like, I gotta go. And Magik's like, but you need your cinnamon rolls. So I was like, you can have them. So Magik's like, you're lost. Like, she eats like Luffy. How the hell does she keep that figure? So Psylocke calls John Greycrow, who is currently in Montana robbing a bank. Like, he's literally shooting at the either security guards or cops. And he answers the phone in mid-shootout. And I was like, oh, you okay? Look at myself. You ain't. Especially when them bullets hit you. And then so I was like, I hate to call you at work, if you want to call that work, but I want to see you. And John Greco was like, hey, let me wrap things up here and I'll be home and I'll cook you something to eat. Robbing a bank. So as she's sitting in the room, all of a sudden she gets grab all these hands, and that Psylocke / Bessie Braddock amalgamation comes to see her, grabs her phone and says, it's a date, and then smashes her phone. And then Psylocke gets up and she sees her phone's fine. Well, somewhat fine. There is a little crack in the screen. And then Psylocke's like, yeah, you know what? It might be Ghost. So she shows up to see Magik, and Magik's like, Ghost? Psylocke's like, yeah, it's probably Ghost. And Magik's like, thought you never asked. Opens up a portal, and they show up at Haven House, New Orleans. Oh boy. Uncanny X-Men time. We're getting it all in this issue. And she's like, there's my guy. Psylocke's like, are you serious? Like, Rogue is going to kill us. And if Rogue doesn't kill us, Cyclops definitely will. Her guy is Deathstream. So Deathstream, sitting on Tombstone, is doing his normal weird Deathstream stuff. Like, if you watch any of my Uncanny X-Men videos, then you know about Deathstream. Talking about how he likes the cries of the dead and so on and so forth. So then he says how the dead used to sing him to sleep, and then he starts singing a song. And it's the same song that she used to sing her daughter, that when her daughter appeared as a ghost, was singing to her, and actually finished like the last lyric together. And then they start speaking in Japanese to each other, just alienating Magik, which is kind of crazy. So Psylocke's like, I need your help. I need to know if I'm being haunted. And Deathstream's looking at her, and you can see all these different souls over, because, you know, Cyclops has killed a lot of people back in the day. And Deathstream's like, it's nothing unusual. But then all of a sudden, this crazy org starts going around there, and he's like, no, there is something else that's there. Give me your hand so I can take a deeper look. And then Psylocke reaches out. All of a sudden, somebody yells, Psylocke! And Rogue is on her way. So that ass whooping is coming with extreme prejudice. So of course Rogue's like, what you doing here? Did Cyclops send you? Like, what's going on? And Psylocke's like, no, Cyclops doesn't even know. And she's like, okay, exactly why does he even know? And then Psylocke's like, look, I need Deathstream's help. And they grab hands, and Deathstream just starts saying, I see you. I see you. And all of a sudden he turns into like this demon-like creature. And he goes, give it to me, Quanin. Your heart, your soul, your everything. I will eat them whole. I don't know what they're about to fight. All I know is it's got Magik, Psylocke, and Rogue. Whew. Sign me up.